Asbury revival. I have two honest opinions on it. You might want to stick for the second one. So, my honest opinion, I believe that it's genuine. I'm not there. I haven't been able to go down there. But from what I have seen, from the articles that I have read, from the posts that I have seen on social media and across different platforms, I can honestly say that this revival is genuine. There are mentions from people being healed from sicknesses and disease, and as a Pentecostal, I am wholeheartedly into it. God still moves in that manner. God still moves in miraculous way. And this brings into memory a story from my pastor. My pastor said that he once went to the Dominican Republic and he had to pray for a lady at that moment that her child was sick. And what happened was that while he's praying for this child, the lady reveals to him that she doesn't have any money and that he needs to heal her. Now, I'm a city slicker, just like my pastor, so I understand where he's coming from when he said he wasn't used to these type of situations. But right then and there, at that moment, my pastor said that he activated that faith. He asked God, you have to do something. Actually, he didn't ask. He said, God, you have to do something. And guess what? God at that moment healed that young girl, and that young girl was restored because of the faith that this lady had. So my second opinion on the Asbury revival, let's say that it's not happening the way that it's being reported of it being a 24-hour revival. Let's say it's not happening in every corner of the building, or maybe there might be people there just to watch, just to see. They're not really there for the revival. They're just there to catch the clout or just to see if revival is really happening. Now, my take behind that is, if it's not really happening that way or the way that you expect for revival to happen, or it's not happening everywhere, what's it to you, really? You see, in John chapter 21, Jesus had to remind Peter to stay on course. Do not lose focus to the left or the right from the mission that he has placed on him. Peter at that moment was looking around and he saw John, or let's say the disciple whom Jesus loved. He was looking at him and he turned around and he said, but what about him? And Jesus said, what is it to you if I decide for him to remain until I come back? And some people say Jesus did not mean this literally, but the way that I read it, the way that I take it, is as if Jesus was telling Peter, you stay focused on the mission that I just placed in your hands. Peter, I just task you with feeding my sheep, feeding my lamb. That should be your main focus. That should be your main goal. In the book of Philippians chapter 1, Paul mentions this, that some preach Christ out of a good heart and some out of selfish ambitions, but whether in pretense or in truth, Christ is proclaimed, and in that I rejoice. So Paul is saying that whether people are preaching Christ out of a good heart or whether they're preaching Christ out of selfish needs, he didn't care about it. The only thing that mattered to him is the fact that the name of Jesus Christ was being glorified and the name of Jesus Christ was being put out there. That was the most important thing to him. He didn't care if people were doing it out of selfish gain. He didn't care if people were doing it to besmirch his name. He didn't care if people were actually doing it out of a good heart. What mattered to him was the fact that Christ was being preached. Christ's name was being put out there. And that is the exact same thing that is happening right now with the Asbury revival. Whether you agreed with some things or not, the name of Jesus Christ is being preached. The name of Jesus Christ is being put out there. News channels are talking about it. Social media can't stop talking about it. Can't stop speaking about this revival that it's happening. So whether people are doing it out of a good heart or whether people are doing it out of pretense, Christ is being glorified, Christ is being magnified, Christ is being preached. And now it takes for those that truly worship Christ, that are truly in love with Christ, now it takes for us to show people the genuineness of the gospel, the truthfulness of the gospel, the power of the gospel. If you have made it this far into the video, I want to thank you so much. And if you have not done so, please hit the subscribe button, press that like button, and share this content with whomever you think is going to be blessed. So this moment, signing off again, your brother, Frankie. God bless you. God keep you. And if the sky is the limit, then reach for the stars. God bless. Take care. Be well.